Today I want to talk to you about 5 things that I've cut out of my life and the reasons why. I'm not going to tell you my personal story, I'm just going to tell you things that have stood out and changed the way I think. So, the 5 things that I've had to get rid of. One, it's really truthfully, stop caring what other people think. William Shakespeare put it this way: love me or hate me, both are in my favor. If you love me, I'll always be in your heart. If you hate me, I'll always be in your mind. So, self-discipline, that's a huge thing. But the discipline of the mind is the most powerful thing. If you give your energy and your time to things that don't matter, you will never have any sort of personal success whatsoever. I'll stop there. The second thing that I've had to eliminate is the fear of change. Growing up, I was always in a different school, a different home. It was normal. Change was the norm of my life. But that's not the fear of change that I'm talking about. And I'll put it this way. Uh, change the way you look at things, and the things you will look at change. Now, I heard this all of my life. My parents read Wayne Dyer's book when I was a kid, and my mom, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change, all of my life. And I understand that that gave her a breakthrough in her own life, and that's why she adopted it like that. But it's a perspective. It's a perspective that I hold in my life. When someone tells me this, I have to, that doesn't make sense to me, but why? Okay, now I understand myself better. It's a perspective that shifts and changes with unlimited amount of things. Someone telling me that I have the wrong religion. Now, wars have been fought for millenniums over this. I have to say, okay, I'm listening. I don't have a religion. That's a big deal to people these days. I'm spiritual. Nature is my church, and well, I am God. No, I am not God, but I am that I am. So, change the way you look at things. How can God be you? How could the Big Bang happen? Well, either way, I was involved in both. Sorry. Number 3, you've got to stop living in the past. We've all heard the quote from Lao Tzu, I hope, that if you live in the past, you're going to be depressed. If you live in the future, you're going to be anxious. But if you live in the present, it's going to be peaceful for you. And that's why we call it the gift, or a gift, right? Is the present moment is a gift. It's a present. But the quote that I want to share with you is Gautier. He said, "A man sees the world as he does with what's in his heart." He sees in the world that is what is in his heart. So, that I shouldn't have to explain that, but if I were an angry, negative person, then anything and everyone that happened to me, I would see in a negative, depressing light. So, that goes back into giving people the power of your time and your mind. You can not ever be happy if you're grieving and holding on to what has already gone. You will never, ever feel the completion of your success and your goals if you're constantly trying to plan and prepare for the moment that will never come, because the only moment that you have is this right here, this very moment. The second you were before, now, is gone. The person you're going to be in a minute from now hasn't happened. So the only time you can take advantage of is this moment. The fourth thing. The fourth thing is putting yourself down. Self-doubt. Most detrimental thing you can do to your health, and so much more. Now, I don't know who said this quote, so I apologize. If you know, please inform me. I don't want to be ignorant, but your value does not decrease by someone's inability to see your worth. In today's day and age, especially being a millennium, whatever they call us, Generation X, that could be probably the most groundbreaking things you ever hear. Basically, don't compare someone else's success to yours. Who you are cannot be cloned, even though we can clone, but who you are cannot be copied and duplicated, so no one else in this earth can ever accomplish what you can. And if someone tells you you can't do something, prove them wrong. Prove yourself wrong. It's important in today's age not to live up to others' standards or expectations, because you will live your entire life on ground that is just slipping out from underneath you. You will try and do something and it'll be seen as bad intentions when you had good intentions, and you'll feel like an illusion because everything you do will be seen wrong because you're trying to please somebody else's idea. You cannot control what goes on in someone else's head. You have a hard enough time trying to do that in your own. Okay, now I'm sure that has spun you off into a thinking process, but don't overthink. That's the fifth thing. Overthinking can... They all tie in, I promise. Seneca, who was a great philosopher back with the time of Marcus Aurelius and Socrates, he was a great philosopher that we're not taught in school, which is a crime to humanity. One of the things that changed my life that he told me, yes, he told me, more often we are frightened than we are hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than in reality. It is so simple, but mind-blowing at the same time, how we give our power time and time again to the things that are not real, and we lose the chance of reality by our own admission. If I could wrap all of this up with a quote, Sir Winston Churchill said it, and we've heard it hundreds of times. The man who fails to learn from history is doomed to repeat it. We all know that education is power, and we all know that information at this time of our lives is endless and right at the tip of our fingers. So empower yourself. Change the way you look at things, and stop living in your mind, and start living in the moment. Only you can change your future. And John F. Kennedy once said, don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And honestly, right now, I think our entire country is asking you, me, all of us, to be us, to tap in to that source within us that makes us who we are and start living. I wish you all luck, and I hope that you leave me a comment, a thumbs up, subscribe if this meant anything to you, or I'm just talking to myself. Have a great day.